Soon to be forgotten are the old Operation skins used from years before. The most recent Operation contained new skins and collections, unlike the prior collections used for other CSGO operations. Many big names that you've probably heard of were featured in these collections, like the Op Medusa, M4A4 Poseidon, M4A1 Icarus Fell, AUG Akihabara Accept, AK Hydroponic, Desert Eagle Sunset Storm, M4A4 Daybreak, M4A1 Hot Rod, MAC-10 Fade, Glock Twilight Galaxy. In terms of top tier skins, these collections had lots to offer, and currently no one knows if they will ever be dropped again. Skins are generally considered bad investments, and that is because they are non-consumable items. With a sticker, case, capsule, once used the item disappears. With skins, they stick around forever. Therefore, the only way these skins get consumed is from VAC bans and forgotten accounts, which is a much slower process than consumable items, but the active tradable skins will still lower over time. Luckily, with the current state of Counter-Strike, if Valve continues to acknowledge the game, and nothing completely broken gets introduced, the growth of the game should continue. Cracking down harder on cheaters would also help, just saying. With this information, we can conclude that under normal circumstances, a skin that has been discontinued would see a gradual rise over time with minimal spikes and dips. That is where I stand on these current items, as they would make more sense as a play skin that goes up in value over time, instead of an investment that sits in a storage container. General interest in the possibilities of these skins has already been seen with the MAC-10 doubling in price since the beginning of the Shattered Web operation. Those people are already satisfied, and for a skin like the MAC-10, where it's a good play skin and relatively cheap, that would be the focal point if I wanted to invest in these old Operation weapons. Granted, the Discotheque has taken the top spot for flashy MAC-10 skins, but there's always a market for fades, especially if someone wants to pair it with a fade knife. The second pick would be the Desert Eagle Sunset Storms. They are very similar. One has a face on the handle, one does not. Obviously, the more rare expensive skins like the Medusa, the Poseidon, and the Akihabara Accept would see a nice rise too, but they are already at such a high price the return would be less than the previous items mentioned. There's too many in inventories currently that if one were to sell, another one would take its place. Therefore, it would take a long time to rise because there aren't many people buying these skins. The one exception to this would be a mentality shift towards these items. Currently, there's barely any investor interest, which is fair if my main goal was to make profit off of everything I purchase. I wouldn't be interested in these items either. If that mentality shifts and old Operation skins become sought after, likely if a second Operation were to come out with the new collections, it would confirm the Chop Shop, Gods and Monsters, and Rising Sun collection has been discontinued for some time, potentially forever. That would bring more attention to these older skins and cause the prices to move faster than before. At that point, the investment opportunity of these items would be a legitimate consideration. We don't know how long until the old Operations will be reintroduced, or if they will ever be reintroduced. From a pure investment perspective, I would say the biggest rise would be in the trade-up feel for the high-tier skins, if the collection never gets reintroduced. If the Cobblestone collection comes back, more Dragon Lores will be dropped. Assuming the next Operation will feature the new collections, the Medusa may become the rarest op. Unfortunately, the Medusa doesn't contain the same hype as the skins I just mentioned, but rarity can change that. Sure, buying a Medusa would work as an investment, but in my opinion the focal points of something like the Gods and Monsters collection would be the M4A4 Poseidon. Many of these M4s have been used for trade-ups, so the quantity is constantly getting lower, and it's actually a play skin. The artwork is very nice. Trade-up skins for the Poseidon would be the Auto Sniper Kronos and the M4A1 Icarus Fell. Factory new for both of these skins are right about the same price, so you'd be looking at about $120 for these. And a factory new Poseidon is about $900. Prices used are from Bitskins using the CSGO Stash website. You may see different prices depending on when and where you look. The prices currently seem reasonable for trade-ups. It's not easy profit, but a 60-40 trade-up would make sense. I was surprised it was the same price as the Kronos, but assuming you're buying it as an investment, I would look around all of these collections to look up for cheap trade-up feel. That's currently my thought process regarding the old Operation collections. Feel free to comment your own thoughts. I have recently considered putting a little bit of money into these collections. Maybe buying a few play skins that I've always wanted. A subscription is also appreciated. Thank you to everyone that watched the whole video.